Hi everybody. For day 7 of Commit, 30 days of yoga, we're going to be flowing through a sequence designed to stretch the whole body. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave me a comment down below and stick around to the end of the video where we go deeper into a pose from today's practice.
Let's begin kneeling in Thunderbolt pose with our hands in our lap. We're going to start right away with some neck stretches. First, nodding the head down, getting long through the back of the neck. Then looking up, being careful here. 2 more times. Down. Then up. Down. Then up. Turning the head to look to the left. Then to the right. 2 more times. Left. Right. Left. Then right. To center, tilt your head to the right, ear to shoulder, keeping the shoulder down. To the left. And release. Let's roll the shoulders back. Hands on your shoulders now, make circles with your elbows forward, getting them up as high as you can on each turn. Interlace your hands behind your back, lift and open the chest, small back bend, gazing up. Release and place your palms down ahead of you with your fingers pointing towards you, stretching the wrists. You can raise your hips a little here if you need to. Coming out of the stretch, make your way to a tabletop position, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, fingers spread wide, fingertips pressing down to relieve pressure from the wrists. Exhale and round out the back in cat pose, getting wide through the shoulder blades. Inhale, dip the belly, gazing up in cow pose. Continue moving through cat-cow, flowing with your breath. Return to a flat back. Send your right arm out to the side and needle it under the body, coming to rest on the right shoulder and side of the head in a twist. Left palm remains planted for balance. Stay here, or option to extend the left leg up high, getting long and pointing through the toes. Lower the leg if it's lifted and press back to tabletop. Extend the left arm now and needle it through, coming to rest on the left shoulder and side of the head. Again, stay here, or option to extend the right leg this time. Lower the leg and press back to table. Keep the hips stacked above the knees, walk the hands out and lower the chest to extended puppy pose. Take your time working the back bend to lower your chest as much as you can, sending that tailbone up high. Return to table and make your way to downward facing dog, walking out the heels here if you like. Press through the hands, stretching the upper body, and reach that tailbone up high. Gazing forward, let's walk our feet up to meet our hands in a forward fold, bending the knees as much as you like here. You can keep your hands down, place them on your legs, or grasp your elbows and sway the body a little from side to side in ragdoll. On your next inhale, raise to a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart. Take the time to adjust as needed. Shift your weight to the right foot and float the left, sending it back to a warrior 3 pose. Arms reach ahead of you. Lower the left foot to a warrior 1, bending through that front knee. Open up to warrior 2, widening your stance if you need to. Straighten that front leg and make your way to triangle pose. Rotate to a runner's lunge, palms down, bending the front knee. Step the right leg back and reach it up to a 3-legged dog, pointing the toes. To modify, step back to down dog first, then raise the right leg up high. Bend the right knee and open the hips to the right side. Carefully and with control, drop the right foot back to a wild thing pose, pressing the hips up high and reaching back and long. Return to three-legged dog. If this is difficult, you can go right into down dog with both feet down. From either position, draw your right knee forward to pigeon pose. Get long through the back before folding over that front leg. Take the time here to deepen your breath. From here, let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Let's walk our feet now to forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart. Take the time to adjust as needed. To the other side now, float the right leg back, hinging to a warrior three pose, arms reaching forward. Step it back to warrior one. Open up to warrior two. To triangle pose. To a runner's lunge. Step back to three-legged dog, option to pause through down dog to ease the transition. Bend to the knee of the extended leg, opening the hips to the left. Float it back to wild thing. Return to three-legged dog, or to modify, going to down dog instead. Draw the left knee forward to pigeon pose. Take the time to press through the hands, getting long through the back and neck before folding over that front leg. Coming back up, make your way to downward facing dog. Gazing forward, walk your feet to the outside of your hands on either side, toes turned out. Bend your knees and lower your hips to a garland pose. Get long through the back, lifting the chest. Press your palms together, opening your hips further with your elbows. Lean back to seated with the soles of your feet together in a bound angle position. Hands to your feet or ankles, sit up tall, keeping the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Knees up, recline onto your back. Draw your right knee in, grabbing onto the foot or leg, extend it straight up, and then draw it in toward you as much as you can, keeping the opposite leg bent. Right hand to right foot, extend the leg out to the side, still keeping it as straight as you can, avoiding lifting through the left buttock. Pull the leg back in, extend the left leg out long. Then take the left hand to guide the right knee over to the left side of your mat in a reclined twist. Right arm out to the opposite side. Try to make sure both shoulders remain grounded here. If you begin to lift through the opposite shoulder, come out of the twist a little until it touches down again. Release the twist, turning onto your back, knees bent. Grab the left foot or leg and extend it straight up, then in toward you as much as you can. Left hand to left foot, send it out to the side. Making your way now to a reclined twist, right hand to left knee, twisting only as far as you can while keeping both shoulders down on the mat. Release the twist, turning onto your back, knees bent. Bring the knees together, feet as wide as your mat, hands on your belly. Let's take a few deep breaths here to finish up.
Let's go back into pigeon pose. So whether you're getting there from table, down dog, three-legged dog, let's just get into it with our left leg forward. So you'll notice that my left foot is off towards the right side of my mat. And now how parallel your shin becomes to the front edge of your mat is going to depend greatly on your mobility, and it's going to vary a lot from person to person. So try not to focus on that too much. But ultimately the goal is to try to bring this a little bit more forward. But that only comes after everything else. So what we want to do is make sure that this back leg, this extended leg, is facing down. So my knee is facing the mat. Good. So as soon as you did that, you'll notice my hips came up and they're squared off to the mat as well. So we really want to avoid collapsing over, in this case, to the left side. Squaring off the hips, very important. So the toes are pointing straight back. Make sure they're not turning in here. Straight back. And if I press into the top of the leg to the top of the foot, the whole leg lifts up. Okay, we're just going to allow it to rest down. If we want to widen our hips here, we can shimmy that back foot just a little bit to help us widen up. So now that I'm here, if I can bring this leg a little bit more parallel to the front edge of the mat, I will. Otherwise, allow it to just stay where it wants to. So once we're here, when we go into a pigeon pose and we want to relax into the hips, really stretch those hips, we want to make sure that we're getting long through the back and long through the neck first, and then leading with the heart to fold over that front leg. And then once we're here, this is our passive stretch. Good. And we can just stay here for as long as we want to, or if you're ever in pigeon pose and you feel like you want to play around, there's a lot of things that you can do from here. You can go into an active hip stretch, which would mean lifting the arms and not resting down onto the mat. And you'll notice right away when you do this, a lot of things tighten up here to support you. If you're working on back bends, you can press your hands down into the mat, lift the chest. Make sure to keep those shoulders down and back away from the ears, and press up. Gradually bringing your gaze up and working that back bend. If your legs are particularly tight, specifically your quads, you can bring that left hand in to the inside of that front knee, raise the back foot, and give it a little tug. Same hand, same foot, and you'll notice a nice stretch all along the quad. And if you can't reach that foot, that's fine. You can already start to play around with that shape here just by lifting and lowering the foot. If you want to get a little bit deeper into that quad stretch, maybe get a really nice twist out of it as well, you can go to the other side. So the right hand plants firmly to the inside of the front knee. We twist to the left, pick up that foot, and pull it in. These are all things that you can do from pigeon to release pigeon. Lots of different ways to do it. Just like getting into the pose, you can come straight back to table. Or you can curl those back toes under, press up to down dog. Don't be afraid to play around in poses like this one. This is your practice after all. Especially when you're working from home, you can take the time to pause the video, listen to your body, and move it the way that it wants to.